Hello, how's everyone doing today? Hey guys. Hello chat, how's everyone doing? Hope you guys are having a wonderful launch. Hello, Yoshi, Luca, Chase, how's it going guys? Giannis, good to see you again. Alright, without further ado, let's get cracking. So today, my topic today is going to be peeking and clearing angles. So this might be something that some of you are already used to from CSGO. Although if you're not familiar, if you don't come from a CSGO background, this might be a little hard. So this is why I want to cover this topic, because it is pretty important. It's a pretty big fundamental that I see people usually have problems with. And then it's also like, I can give you guys an advantage because this is something that, if you guys hear the term peeker's advantage getting tossed around a lot, this is where it applies the most when you're peeking, right? Like when you're actually physically in act of peeking, the person that is swinging or peeking has the advantage just because of the way the netcode works. For most games, they are trying to like mitigate that as much as possible in Valorant, but there still is small issues with that. So today we're just going to cover the fundamentals about how to peek, when to peek, and the different types of peeks, if you will. You guys have a problem, your ping is higher than before? That's unfortunate. I know they said that they wanted to address that and they wanted to fix it. I don't know how exactly they, I don't know if they actually like changed anything or if the fix actually worked. What do I feel about Reyna? I actually haven't had the chance to play her yet, but I feel like she's pretty strong. I feel like if anything, she's just a stronger version of Phoenix, or if you will. No, sorry, not Phoenix. Well, yeah, like a stronger version of Phoenix, minus the other life. So let's see. Alright, so in Counter-Strike, if you guys remember this, I covered this last week when we were doing a video on GameSense, when I briefly covered about the different types of peaks, right? So I saw somebody in chat ask specifically for a jiggle peek, but we're just going to kind of go sequentially. So, naturally in attack shooter setting, right, there's going to be cover and there's going to be like open spaces. So say I had like some enemies over here and I'm hiding behind cover. To peek is basically to position my character in a way that I see them and they see me. And this is just a fundamental, right? But this is like a risky situation, right? Because like when I swing out, like they can shoot me and I can shoot them. So this is just like the fundamentals, right? The basics. Like to shoot somebody, you have to be able to see them. So a peek is moving out of cover and into the sight lines of an enemy. So like this is a peek, right? So if I swing out and I'm able to see people, then this is a peek. Now, you guys might hear the terms jiggle peek and wide swing getting thrown out a lot, or like a wide peek or something, right? So a jiggle peek basically is peeking. Like a normal peek would be like, you know, around like this distance away from cover. Like if there's like a short, medium, and long range for coming out of cover, a normal peek would just be like a normal range, right? Just like the mid range. So like over here ish. A jiggle peek is basically when you're peeking really, really close to cover to minimize the like visibility of your character, and to like just like make it so that unless they have like really, really amazing reaction time, like you probably won't die from doing a jiggle peek. So in what situations would you do a jiggle peek? Jiggle peeks are advantageous for trying to like scout out enemy information, or if you want to jiggle peek to bait an opper. So if you know that somebody's like aiming down a certain corridor and you want to check if they're there, you wouldn't like just walk out into the crosshair, right? You would want to be able to like just jiggle peek. So if this is my guy, if this guy right here has an op, then a jiggle peek would be like this, like that. So the only buttons I'm pressing are D and A. So DA, DA, DA. So like really quick. And the timing is something you just have to get used to, where you want to expose yourself as little as possible, right? So this is what jiggle peeking is, if you hear this term being thrown out a lot. And if you combine this with counter strafing, you can land these really like cheeky like shots that people think you're cheating, right? So if there's a guy right here, and if you shoot your bullet, say if I was moving, if I was exclusively holding my D button, right? If I was just holding D or if I was holding A, I'm running, right? But the second I press the opposite directional key, so if I'm holding D and I tap A, that split second, my bullets are completely accurate. So if I want to counter strafe, I'll press D and then I'll press A and then I'm accurate. So if you combine that with the jiggle peek, right? So if I'm pressing D and then I press A, you can do these like really quick peeks, right? It's not always gonna net you a kill, but like this is useful for getting information without dying, right? Because if I were to just come out like this and like, hey, what's up, guys? And I peek out and there's like 3 people. Peek is like a wide peek or a wide swing. If you guys hear this, like you might hear some players complaining about like, oh my god, this guy only like wide swings, right? Like, why is he wide swinging this? And what that means is if a jiggle peek is short range like that, and a normal peek is like mid range like that, then a wide swing would be just like getting like pretty far away from cover, right? Just taking a really wide angle. So this is like an unexpected angle, right? So it's like, why would they peek really far out? So if I was like a CT or something, right? Just for example, I'd be holding the close angle, right? So if somebody swings out really far to my left, if they swing out far to the right to my left, then I have to adjust my crosshair to kind of catch up with them, right? So by wide swinging, you take like a different angle. That usually this is most effective when you know that somebody could be really close by, or if there's an opper like set on a certain angle. Like, let me just give you guys a better example. The best example would probably be on Haven. I think learning how to learning angles and how to peek on Haven especially are really important. What rank is this guy? In the beta I was ranked Valorant.
Wherever they run, I will find them.
So I was Valorant rank in the beta, but ranks are gone now. And I don't know what they're gonna rename it to. If you guys like saw the news and stuff.
This war has taken men and beast alike. I found there is little.
They're renaming the highest rank now. So instead of Valorant, it's like something else.
My ult is ready.
30 seconds left.
Let us hunt. If you're not a good shot today, don't worry.
Okay.
There are other ways to be useful.
The best example of peeking is C long, right? So this is, did they change this? I feel like they changed something about this map. It looks skinnier, or maybe I just haven't played it in a few days. Anyway, so this is a situation where all these peaks come in very useful, right? Because if you're coming down C long, it's pretty likely, well, the most likely place that they're going to op if the enemy team has an op is either C long or A long, right? And A long is right here.
Right
So
here.
This is A long. It's long sightlines, right? So opping is very advantageous, and then C long, right?
Here.
So usually here to here. So instead of running out and dying for free, right? Instead of exposing your whole character model, what you want to do is jiggle. So like this. You can even do it with your knife out because you move faster with your knife out, right? So you can just do this and jiggle really quickly to see. It's like, hey, is there a guy like right here or over here opping? So first I'm gonna jiggle that corner, nobody there. I'm gonna jiggle a little wider, nothing there, and then I can swing out if I clear it with a jiggle first. Because what happens if I just come out of spawn, right? What happens if I come out of spawn and just run up like this? If there's an oppa here, if he hits a shot, I die. But if he doesn't, you know, I might live. But you don't want to count on them missing their shot. You want to make them miss their shot. So by by jiggling, you can bait out shots and get information without dying. Do you know any lineups for Silva on the new map? I assume most of them are the same. Let me just test one real quick. I assume they haven't really changed anything about the way lineups work, although that left wall thing is a little weird.
Revealing area.
Okay, so that one still works. So another situation where you want to jiggle is, you know, possibly garage, right? Because garage, this is such a skinny choke. It's like there's so many angles to clear, and I'm gonna go over how to sequentially clear angles later. Reyna versus Viper, who is better? I'm not sure. I haven't played any Reyna, but they both have different roles to fill, if you know what I mean. Like, they both do different things. So it's hard to say which agent is better. So, after you jiggle, right? So if there's somebody here, you can get the information if there's like, oh, there's nobody here, then. Or if there is somebody here and you want to challenge this angle, like if there's an opper here and you want to kill this guy, what you want to do is wide swing, right? Because you don't want to swing like this. Because this is the angle that they're holding, right? If I had an op and I was over here, what angle am I holding? I'm not holding the right. They're coming from the left, right? So I'm holding this angle, right? So I'm looking right here. Unless you hold like that, which is weird. But 90% of the time, if there's an opera over here, the angle that they're going to be holding is going to be right here on the close left, right? So how do you avoid dying? Instead of swinging like this, instead of swinging into their crosshair like that, you can swing wide, so like that, right? Instead of going like real close into the crosshair, if you go wide, they have to reposition their crosshair and able to shoot you in order to shoot you. So this gives you a few seconds of time, well, not even a few seconds, like a few milliseconds of time to get like bait his shot out and make him fall back, or to like take that if he misses a shot, then you have a chance to shoot back, right? So if I can wide swing and kill this guy, if he misses his first shot, like so, right? And then, so those are the fundamentals of peeking, right? You have like the normal peek, which is like what people usually do, but you usually want to avoid like peeking like this, like full body, like short peek. For the most part, I want you guys to keep in mind is that you guys want to either jiggle peek or you guys want to wide swing. There isn't really in between. So either I jiggle peek or I just wide swing and take the fight, right? You don't want to take predictable angles, because if you guys ever just get like zapped around a corner, right? Like if you guys ever feel like you round a corner like this and you just get like your head just gets taken off, right? The reason is because if I'm over here holding this angle, my crosshair is right on the corner, right? So if you decide to walk up into this corner like a tasty little treat, your head is gone, right? Because his crosshair is directly on my head. So if you guys die to that a lot, then you guys need to practice like jiggle peeking for information. It's like, oh, this guy is here, and if you do a jiggle peek properly, he's not gonna kill you unless he has the reaction time of like Shroud or something, right? But another way to just avoid that altogether is just to swing wide, right? Because if I go fast, then he won't have time to react, right? If I'm holding this angle right here for his head, if he just sprints to my left, then I have like maybe like a few milliseconds of time to react to a headshot. And if I don't kill it, then he's gonna be over here in an advantageous position, right? So this is what I always say when I like, I feel like you shouldn't be like normal peeking. You want to jiggle peek or wide swing. So I jiggle, nobody there, and then I wide swing. And I clear this angle, move up, like so. So those are the fundamentals of how to peek. Now I'm gonna teach you guys, or I'm gonna show you guys rather, how to apply those peeks into actually like in game, right? How to take a site, how to like push an angle, how to like clear garage or clear anything by yourself. So if I was attacking, let's do this. So the start of a round, I'm gonna simulate a round start, and I'm gonna simulate me taking C long, right? So
30 seconds left.
the servers are up for North America
we'll have to
and
get the spike.
Asia, I believe. I'm not sure if any of the other servers are on. Or sorry, Asia and I guess Asia and C are down right now. So if I was to take C long by myself, right?
Deep
so
breath.
the round is starting, the bear's going down. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna walk up to this corner and I'm gonna jiggle and see if there's an opper, right? So I don't see anybody, so that means I can kind of walk up. And now, what angles could I possibly die from? Also, this change is really weird. I don't know how I feel about this left wall change. I don't feel like it was necessary. But once I jiggle this and I'm making sure that there's nobody peeking me, nobody challenging me C long, then I can move up. And now, what do I have to worry about? What angles do I have to worry about, right? So I have to worry about potentially if someone's crazy and they sprinted down C long off the spawn and got into cubby on my right, which is unlikely, but it's possible, right? I want to check that. And now, if I'm taking C site, I have to worry about
Right here.
close to my left. I have to worry about
Right here.
close to my right. I have to worry about
Right
someone in garage. I have to think about
Right here.
if somebody's on logs, if somebody's back left
Right
on
here.
platform, or possibly
Right
back
here.
of C site. There's a lot of different angles I need to clear, right? So if I'm walking up, what's the most I need to
30
think? I
seconds
can't
left.
possibly cover every single angle on the site by myself. So if I were to theoretically do this by myself, what angle is the highest % chance that someone's gonna come out of, right? So I can't cover every angle, so I'm just gonna eliminate one angle. So if I were to push up C long, then I would personally be, my crosshair would be looking at back sight the whole time. If I'm coming up here, my biggest threat is someone peeking out of back sight box. So I'm walking up here, and I guess that now the left wall is out. If you hug the left wall like so, you don't really have to worry about back platform as much. So I can come up here, and then, so here's the thing. As soon as I get up to probably around like this crack, so I'm right here, and this is where I need to start worrying about if there's somebody on the right side of sight or somebody logs, right? So I'm coming up here, and then as soon as I hit this point, I realize that there could be somebody over here, so I'm gonna move my crosshair from here to here, and I'm gonna start holding this angle. Now I'm gonna start clearing, and now I'm up here. So if I were to clear close left, if I were to swing like this, I still haven't cleared out platform. So instead of swinging out blind, because I have not cleared platform yet, if I'm going like this sequentially, if I'm like this, right, and then I cover this, and now I don't know if there's anybody here, I don't know if there's anybody here, and I don't know if there's anybody close to my left. So instead of just swinging like this and possibly dying to this guy, what you want to do is probably want to position over this way and see if there's anybody here. Once you confirm that there is nobody peeking out wide, then you can clear this angle, you can move up, and then you can clear garage, right? So you want to do all these like small jerky movements to clear angles sequentially. And this is where I say that Sova comes in really handy, because why? Because instead of having to worry about all of these different angles, all you have to do is throw one dart on the back of sight, and then, so this dart will see everybody platform, it'll see people in this corner, it'll see people back sight, and people over here. So by shooting this arrow, I eliminate the amount of angles I have to check by a lot, right? So that makes it very easy for me to take a sight by myself. So if I shoot an arrow, so that I know there's nobody here, so I only have to worry about someone over here or somebody in garage. And then another thing that's nice about Sova is that you have this recon drone, right? So if you want to clear angles without dying, then you have a $300 utility that you can throw on a site to clear angles for you, right? Hey Stray, how's it going? 1 second. I just realized that that's weird. I can no longer jump with my scroll wheel, which is a little annoying. But the guy in garage won't be noticed, right? If he takes cover. Yeah, so if he takes cover in garage, he won't be noticed. But the main thing is that you want to take space on the map, and by eliminating angles that you have to clear by yourself manually. So immediately I know that there's nobody on the back left side of map. I know there's nobody over here, nobody over here. So what do I have to worry about here? Like, I only have to worry about people on the right side of my screen, right? Because if I were to run out like this, I have to clear this, I have to clear this, I have to clear this. I have to look everywhere, right? But by shooting this,
revealing area,
I only have to worry about over here and over here and over here. Can I do customs with viewers? Yes, we do plan on doing customs in a little bit. I'm a little bit tilted that I can't jump with scroll wheel. Is my... hang on.
Right here. Right here.
So my scroll wheel is working. Why is this not working? Anyway, so a different angle, right? If I were to attack in garage. So first, obviously, if I'm moving over here, I need to worry about if someone's pushing mid. So this is a difficult angle, right? Because if I swing mid like this and I look here, I could die to somebody in window. So if I were to want to take mid control, then if I'm gonna peek mid, I have to be very careful not to expose myself to multiple angles. Although it's fine if you do it, but it's very risky, right? So what if I, you know, if I were to check there's anybody mid, potentially, but if I'm swinging like this, then the angle you're taking has 1, 2 potential threats, right? It's really risky. So if you wanted to push mid, if you don't have any utility for inside of garage, then if you wanted to clear mid out, then you would have to make sure you hug the left side of this box so you're not exposed to multiple angles. So from like this, and then you can jiggle this angle to see if there's anybody here, or you can just wide swing it, right? You can swing this angle, see if there's anybody here. You can like pre-fire these angles by jiggling instead of like peeking into an op. So I clear this, and then I can start working in the garage. So garage is pretty tough because there's so many different angles. For the most part, like 90% of the time, you want to be worried about somebody actually hiding in garage, like in the garage window. So you could wide swing it just to see if there's anybody there, because if you sprint across, it's very unlikely that they'll be able to just one tap you like through this tiny gap, right? Unless they're Kenny S. So by clearing that, and then what else do you have to worry about? You have to worry about somebody tucked into this corner. You have to be worried about somebody tucked into this corner, somebody over here potentially, and most of the time they're C players playing like in garage connector, right? So, and this is where it's important to communicate with your team. If I'm pushing into a certain angle, you want to communicate and let them know that it's like, oh hey guys, I'm clearing right, somebody clear left, or I'm clearing left, somebody clear right, or like you hold window while I push up or something. But you always want to, if you're entering into this, like you're never going to be able to check everything by yourself. So you have to commit usually. If you swing in, then the first guy in usually has to commit to clear this. If there's somebody behind him, then the first guy dies and the second guy has to get that trade kill. So this is where you start stacking fundamentals on top of each other. But the first thing that's most important is actually learning these fundamentals. So like just peeking this angle with a jiggle instead of just like running in here, right? Aaron, hey Ryan, just wanted to say hi. I've watched your Sova guide, and as a Sova main, I can't wait to go into a custom game and try everything. Hey man, I'm glad you like the guide. I feel like Sova is such a strong character, and people are starting to realize it now. I feel like Sova is just like way better than Cypher in my opinion, especially after the nerfs. So it's also really important that when you push into anything, you want to make sure you clear every possible angle, right? Because you never know if there's somebody hiding in a corner waiting for 3 of you guys to run by and then kill everybody, right? So always make sure you clear every single angle unless you know for a fact exactly where they are. So if there's only 2 people alive, you saw one of them on C, and then you know the other one is on B, then you know for a fact, like 100%, there's nobody else on A. So if I have that information and I know there's nobody else A, then I don't have to clear all of these angles, right? And I can just run up. But if there's even the possibility of one person unknown, then that means when you're running in, like if I were to run in, then I have to clear close left. I come in here, I have to clear close left. I go over here. You have to clear this angle, gotta clear this, gotta clear that. You want to make sure there's nobody hiding, right? Omen is currently better than Cypher in my opinion. Really? I haven't seen any of the Omen changes. I know that they changed the UI
I have the spike.
For the smokes to make them... I don't know if I would say better. Reyna OP? I don't know if she's OP. I feel like I need to unlock her first, and I need to experiment with how her flashes work to see if she's actually any kind of good. Because the rest of her kit is okay, but it's very reliant on getting kills. So the main thing is her blind. You need to see if her flash is how, like, what the range on it is, and like how easily it is to counter. And that pretty much will define her whole kit, because if she has a good flash, then that means that it enables her to do a lot by herself. So I'm clearing angles, right? I gotta clear this. There's nobody here. Running up. So
Revealing area.
Sova is just so good because I can shoot this arrow and then I can check all these angles without actually having to like manually check them. Can we do some play with Bro now? It's time? Yeah, it's about time. We got like a few more minutes. I'm trying to think if there's any other things I need to cover. Door from C lobby to C to tick. Yo, I know you can arrow it, or you can just drone it, obviously. But I'm just saying, like, if I'm not playing Sova, because there's only one Sova per team, right? If you're not playing Sova, then you need to learn how to clear these angles without like free utility. So like, you know, you jiggle this and then you can swing it and clear these angles. You think you're gonna switch to Omen because I love tricking people a lot? Yeah, it's really fun to like play around your smokes, but an important thing you want to know is that you don't want to be predictable. So, Flippy, the thing about where you flash somebody and you get killed because they spray is because you're being predictable. Because what is a Phoenix gonna like? So, if I was a Phoenix, right, and I was playing behind this box, and if I was playing, I just press Q and I flashed to my left. You know, if I throw a curveball out to the left. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna swing as soon as the flash goes off, right? That's like the most predictable thing, is that you flash and then you peek. So the reason you die is because like you'll flash and then you'll immediately peek into the exact angle that the person's crosshair is already in. So if I was some random T, right? If I was some random T character and I was holding this angle and I saw a Phoenix flash come from the right side of my screen, like over here, and it came and it flashed me, and I don't turn away in time, and I get blinded, then like, where is he gonna come from? He's gonna swing from this side, right? And my crosshair's already here. So if I get blinded, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna swing at this angle. And if you just walk out immediately after you're flashed, then you're gonna die. But how do you avoid that? So instead of swinging like this into someone's crosshair, like I said, if you were to flash to the left and then you can swing wide, because you have to not swing into people's crosshairs, right? So you wanna peek wide. So you wanna go a little further to the right, and that way, if they're spraying this corner, which they probably will be, they won't kill you unless they get really, really lucky, right? Right. So instead of swinging like this, so if I flash and I swing like this is probably when you die a lot, right? Because you're swinging the close angle. But if you can avoid that entirely just by going a little wider, right? Okay, so now it was a little sloppy, but I hope I got my point across about like the fundamentals of how to peek, like when to jiggle, or like not when, but like how to jiggle, how to wide swing, stuff like that. So now we are going into the play with pro section. So if anybody wants to play, you guys can add me. My tagline is Orbit Space Rye 0001. We're gonna play 1 or 2 games. I think we might try out the new map as well. I haven't had a chance to play Ascent yet. Oops. Yeah, we can try out Ascent. I don't know. I have no idea what it's gonna be like, but it should be fun. Some tricks on Ascent with Sova. I'll give it my best. So yeah, I play on NA. If anyone wants to join me right now, Orbit Space Rye 0001. We'll see if we have enough people to do an in-house today. If we don't, we can just hop into like an unrated game probably. What rank was I during beta? My rank during beta was Valorant. So I got Valorant, and then I D-ranked, and then I got Valorant again, then I D-ranked, and then I got Valorant again. Where's ranked? Ranked is coming out in, I don't know how long. They didn't say exactly, but it's the same thing as beta. Like, they're just doing unrated for now until they release ranked, like somewhere down later the line. I think probably in like a week or 2. So it's also good because it gives us time to play the 20 unrated games you need to be able to play ranked. It's smart by having I think it's smart by having this because it becomes more of a chore if you're playing unrated to play ranked. The 20 carry over from the beta? I'm not sure if that's true or not. Socials in the YouTube description below. Thank you, Stray. Because they reset everything else. The 20 carry over for beta players? Wow, that's actually really nice. That's very convenient. Hang on, let me see if there's anybody else. So Phoenix wants to play. I think Phoenix is EU. So I think he is EU, unfortunately. So if you guys didn't know, I can't. There's no cross region. If you guys are EU, you can't play with people on NA. Do you have a specific time to stream on your Twitch? I do. So I try to stream as much as possible, but recently, the problem is whenever I try to stream, I get really big frame drops. Even right now, I'm getting like crazy frame drops. And I don't know if that's because my internet is getting like throttled or something, or they changed something about the way that Valorant is run. I get really low FPS whenever I try to stream, which is pretty unfortunate. Because when I'm not streaming, I usually play with like 240 like fixed. And then, actually, I just realized they reset all my graphics settings. Hang on. They said they fixed the FPS drop? Yeah, hopefully. It was becoming a problem. Distortion, no. Shadows, no. Boom. Off, off, off. Okay, so it looks like we have 6 people. Is there anyone else that wants to play in an in-house game? Can we download our game, play in Valorant after game? Let's see. So we have 3 more spots. If you guys are NA, you guys can add me. Yeah, anyone's welcome to join, guys. You guys can add me. My tag is OrbitRye0001. NA. We are playing NA. How do you counter strafe? Hold A, keep holding, press D, shoot, or hold A, let go of A, press D, shoot. You can do either or. Hang on. The timing is a little hard to explain, but generally speaking, you let go. Okay, so if I was holding D, right? So I'm holding D, holding D, holding D, and then the second you want to counter strafe, you let go of D and press A at the same time. Does that make sense? So like you switch like instantly, and then in that instant you switch, you can fire, and then you will be 100% accurate. The timing is a little hard to describe verbally. I kind of have to like show you. Okay, we have 2 more spots for NA if anyone else wants in. And the whole time I'm probably gonna just try to illustrate to the best of my ability like how to take angles, so how to like peek angles and stuff. And this is going to be an adventure for me too, because I have never played Ascent before, and I'm not sure how this map layout is. As far as I know, it's pretty small. I have way too many people on my friends list as well. Choke points are tiny as hell. Ryan, if you want to play, you can just feel free to add me, by the way. It's pretty confusing playing it the first time. Do we have 2 more volunteers to play an in-house game? Man, these usually fill up pretty quick. So we are playing on NA. Otherwise, we might have to run an unrated, which is unfortunate. I think I'd rather just run it in-house. If you still need people, I can log in. Yeah, feel free, man. We still need 2 people. What's my tag? Orbit space Rai, RAI 0001. I kind of understood what you meant by the timing. I'll show you how to like counter. I'll show you like an example of counter strafing once I actually get in game. If it's it'll probably help you understand a little bit more if I actually show you. Mecha 6118. How's my day going so far? It's going great. It's going great. I'm excited to get grinding. If only it wasn't an A, and also I'm in the bus heading home. I got you. You can't find my ID? You played CS? I did play CS. Yeah, 0001. Orbit space Rai 0001. My first game of Valorant, I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it was, it took some getting used to, because I haven't played CS in a long time before. But it was great. I mean, I love this game so much. What's my favorite map so far? I think my favorite map is probably Haven. Either Haven or Bind. Why do you like playing Sova? I like playing Sova because I can clear a lot of angles. Oh, we have 10 people finally. Let's get cracking. So I like playing Sova because you can clear angles. You can clear a lot of angles by yourself without having to like check them manually and dying, right? So I actually don't have any of the new characters unlocked yet, so I'm just gonna play Sova. Did I play Spike Rush yet? No, I haven't played any games yet actually. So this is my first game in like 4 or 5 days. Have I played Apex Legends? Yes, I have. I've been playing Apex since a little bit after the launch. I've gotten 10,000 RP pretty much every season. So I usually get to like Pred every season and then I stop playing. I have not played this split yet though. Do I like Reyna? I haven't played it as her or against her yet, so I couldn't tell you. What do you think will be meta? So the meta so far, at least in the beta, not that you can really say it was a meta, but the most common team comp that you would see in beta was Brimstone, Sova, Sage, Breach, and Cypher. Those 5 characters are probably like real stapled. So let's see. So there's a mid that you can access from A and B. So we're going to turn the music off so we can use some audio cues. Let's figure this out. So it looks like the distance from spawn to A is like really short. Like it's literally right here.
Deploying drone.
So I know they're most likely on the left. So
there they are.
Wow, this choke is really rough, huh? Interesting map. It's really open. Like the site is like super open, but the choke point is so tiny. Interesting. How do I feel about speed?
In the wild, fire means life.
You generally don't want to peek. You don't want to walk peek into an angle. You usually want to just like sprint it. Usually. So this is what I mean when you say like wide swing. It's nearly impossible to rotate from sights. It's just like what? Okay, so hang on. I'm trying to figure this part out. So there's 3 entrances. Can I get shot from up there? Why is there a gate?
Right here.
Take out
right there.
Cypher's tools.
Interesting. So, this is mid, I assume. So you'll notice that I'm jiggle peeking just to see, try to get some information. So I have a flank here, but I only have a classic, so I'm not sure how much I can actually do here. Quite a lot, actually.
Got the spike.
Revealing area. Out of charges.
I don't know if this game lagging like really hard.
Out of charges.
Enemy spotted.
One enemy remaining.
Now 4.
I just heard their jet over here. So that's an advantageous where by swinging, like by holding the angle and like swinging over, it's how do I explain this? Sorry, that was kind of a weird round. But you guys, like, if you guys saw the way I was like clearing angles instead of just like running up mid, I made sure I like checked left and right because I'm not familiar with the map yet, so I wanted to make sure that there wasn't anybody like hiding in a random corner, right? So here, I guess I'm gonna try to see if I can clear A by myself, B by myself. So this is smoked off and stuff. So this is the situation where They also walled it, but
Revealing area.
just to make sure there's nobody hiding in a corner, I'm gonna shoot an arrow.
Deploying drone.
So I had a feeling their stage was close.
Enemy down.
So I'm gonna clear this close corner because I hadn't cleared that yet. Their Omen's dead, the guy that just smoked, so... How do I get up there? Oh, that's a long angle.
Shot down.
One enemy remaining.
Revealing area.
This is
Out of charges.
interesting map. So this is a heaven, I'm guessing? Yeah, so this is heaven, I guess. Interesting. I can close the door and beat a mid? You can close doors on this map? Excuse me? Can I go through this? Wait. That's very cool, actually. Interesting. So, I don't know if this is going to be a competitive map. Did they say it is? Oh my god. Did they say this is going to be a competitive map? Or if this is only for spike rush?
Enemy spotted.
When should you wait before pushing, and when do you push directly?
Do not fight us.
It depends on what information you have in the round. So I'm trying to make this more about peeking and not about game sense with my last video was
One
on.
step
I'm
closer.
trying to think about how to do that. How do you know when to push if you're a defender? If you have knowledge that there's multiple if you know that there's multiple people on the other side of the map. So if your teammates see a ton of people on B, then that is a situation to push A. Like that's a scenario where it's beneficial to push A. Or if you see a ton of people mid, or like a ton of people A, then you can push B. My game feels super laggy right now. So
Revealing
I'm gonna throw
area.
an arrow just to check that. Doesn't look like there's anybody back there. Is this an angle? No, so there's somebody there. So many angles to check. So the reason I died there was because I was checking one angle while being exposed to the angle on my right, which is what I keep talking about, where you don't want to be exposed to multiple angles. So right there was completely my bad. And that's something that you're gonna like develop and build up the more you play the game, because you're gonna learn that like, hey, like
One
here's
enemy remaining.
or like, you know, once you learn the map actually. Well, that's kind of cool. Wait, so she has 123 health right now? Is that how that works? Interesting. You think Reyna's blind is OP? I haven't actually seen her blind in action. And that's what I keep saying, is that I need to see her her blind, because her blind is basically the biggest part of her kit. Because the only effective utility she has is her blind. Because she can heal and she can go invisible, but that's only after she gets a kill. And to get a kill, the only thing that enables her to get a kill is her blind. Because otherwise you might as well be playing like... You might as well be playing Sage, who has no like offensive utility, right? So we're going to go through mid again, and we're going to clear these angles. But this time when I look towards B, I'm going to make sure I'm not exposed to mid.
Revealing area.
Come on, let's go! Bunch of guys here.
Our spike is down.
Healer's down. Oh, you ain't coming back.
So I'm pretty sure there's one like over here.
One enemy remaining.
Is my audio messed up or what?
Healing you.
Because I was hearing this guy to my right the entire time, but I guess not. So here we don't know where the Reyna is, so I'm gonna peek all these angles. I'm not sure if she's around this corner, so I'm gonna jiggle it real quick. Not here, so I'm gonna swing. I'm gonna jiggle this angle. Not here. So now I'm gonna push out mid. So she's over here. So I just saw her with the jiggle, right? So now I'm gonna wide swing. Because I saw her with the jiggle and she couldn't shoot me because the jiggle was so fast. What I'm gonna do next is, instead of peeking that same angle again, I'm gonna swing wider to my right to mess up her crosshair placement.
I've got
right?
cash. Anyone need something?
What do you think about a Q and E being shared? I think it's smart because you want her to decide if she needs to heal or if she needs to go invisible and get more aggressive. I think it's interesting.
Take everything.
So here we're gonna peek this angle again because I'm pretty sure you can peek that up spawn. Yeah, so there's a Reyna over there.
Revealing area.
So jiggle, jiggle.
Our spike carrier is dead.
Spike.
So now there's a lot of angles for me to clear. So interesting map. Can they open the door after they close it?
Right here.
Last player standing.
So interesting map. I don't know if the design is very good for competitive.
30 seconds left.
It's a very interesting map design. And the B side is like, it's literally like a pit.
Light planted.
Like the what do you call it? The layout for the site is like not that great, I think. It's like it's under depression, so anybody on the outside is gonna have high ground. And I need to figure out this closing door situation.
My quiver is never full.
Cause can you like shoot the doors down? That's what I want to know. It's interesting. I mean, it's new. That's cool. And I get the spike rush part of this, right? Like the distance from like the spawn door to A site is like so small. It's so short. You can destroy the doors? Okay, I assume so. It's interesting. So we're gonna take a different angle this time. So this is a really long angle. I'm pretty sure this leads directly to A short. So jiggle. Clear this angle. Nobody here.
Get out of my way!
Oh. What the?
Enemy spotted.
Uh-oh.
Enemy spotted.
So tricky.
One enemy
Taken
remaining. Last player standing.
These angles are so weird. Everything is like really exposed. It's really narrow into really exposed, if that makes sense. I'm not sure how I feel about that, because like the chokeholes are super small, and then as soon as you get through the chokehold, there's like 7 angles you have to clear. So you're probably gonna hear some complaining about this map design, probably. And I can pretty much assure you that they're gonna move the spawn doors back. So there's nobody there, so I'm gonna. So another thing I want to address is that when you're peeking something, you always want to have a goal in mind. You don't want to just swing blindly, right? So if I'm peeking this, I want to make sure I'm clearing like this little like connector door thing here.
Revealing area.
Enemy spotted. For you.
Take flight. I am the hunter!
I know exactly where you are.
One enemy remaining.
I think he was up here, so I'm just gonna wide swing it like fuck it. I know that he's probably over here, so I could stay here and hold this angle, or I could just choose to just swing wide and challenge him. I don't think they should have made jet smokes longer. I think they should have made brimstone shorter. No, I think that brim smokes are, the duration is fine. It's just that jets were way too short. The jet, like a 4-second smoke is basically like non-existent, because by the time it takes for you to run up, and use the smoke, unless you're like right next to it, you're probably dead. So I'm gonna hold this angle this time, but I'm gonna hold what's called like an off angle. So instead of holding this or this, I'm holding right in the middle.
You
so
will not kill my ally.
I'm gonna swing mid. I'm gonna clear the right side of their spawn.
No more.
Because there's probably a guy there. Close left, close right is clear. I don't know if there's anybody here, but I have to clear my right first. Now, clear my left. Left is clear. Oh boy, that's a whiff.
Die.
See, so
One enemy
was
remaining.
so worried about the Sage that I knew was somewhere nearby because she walled it. I thought she was on my left, but she was on my right. Because if you notice, if I go through that choke, there was right, middle, and left. There was like 7 angles.
Duo's having a great time. Just me. I'm gutted.
But like you can see that even though I don't know anything about this map, just by applying some fundamentals like jiggle peeking angles, because I'm not familiar with the angles yet. So if I were to just run around blind and just like I'm not sure what the hell's going on, if I were to just run around blind, I'd probably be dying a lot.
Keep them cornered.
Which I already am, but you can eliminate that by just applying fundamental peeking. So in my mind, I know that there's a possibility that someone's gonna push that. I don't know the headshot angle for this.
May I get a heal, Sage?
Down.
I think there's someone here, so that's clear.
On target.
My
Revealing
left,
area.
over here somewhere.
Open up the sky!
I have the spike.
I think that means it can only come from here.
Spike planted.
One enemy remaining.
Can I get up there? You can. Interesting.
Spotted. One left standing.
But do you see, like, I cleared, so when I was moving into A connector, A
This
short,
is
I don't know what to
why we
call
are a
that.
team.
What is that? A link, so ACON. When I was moving into ACON, I've cleared the angle on my close left multiple times and there was nobody there, but I made sure I cleared it again, right? When I killed that jet that was close to my left, I have to make sure I clear every angle when I enter into sight, because you never know if there's going to be somebody there that one time you don't look, right?
Light him up.
There.
Also lagging giga hard.
Revealing area.
I'm gonna move up here again and do my best to clear all these angles.
Enemy spotted.
Very Very interesting. I'm pretty sure one's flanking, so I'm gonna hold this tight flank angle. I'm gonna make sure I'm not exposed to this angle too, because
One enemy remaining.
I'm pretty sure I heard him right here. He's up there. So, if you notice that when I was holding this angle with this guy right here, I noticed that I was exposed to this.
Last
so
round before the
instead
switch.
of staying there and knowing
cannot
that I could
keep our
potentially
goods
die
afterwards.
from a guy
Spend
coming
all.
over there, I moved slightly to my right, still holding the close angle to my left, but making sure I'm not exposed to the angle of my right. Oh, I can jump with score wheel again. That's nice. How long does it take to learn peeking? It's just
The best of the best.
it
and
doesn't
we still
take very
forget to
long. It's
spike.
just something you just need need to get into muscle memory. So instead of just like running on peek this, I'm gonna
Enemy down.
jiggle it. So I just saw their cipher there, so I know their cipher's
Revealing
somewhere over
area.
here, close to that. He's not there, so I'm gonna move and I'm gonna clear this angle. Nobody there. I'm gonna clear the left angle. Doesn't look like there's anyone there.
Take flight.
Let's go. Enemy spotted.
I know that the sniper's right here and he has a shotgun, so I'm probably just gonna hold this angle and see if he pushes me. I think this is no, so he's in spawn.
One enemy remaining.
Last one is completely unknown. So just to practice good peeking, right? I'm gonna clear these angles and clear this.
Our spike carrier is dead. I've survived much worse than you.
See, so by it's like by clearing these angles slowly and
Switching sides.
I don't want to say like sequentially, but like what's the word I'm looking for here? I know you always want to be diligent. You don't want to get lazy with clearing angles, right? So yeah, methodically. That's probably the word I'm looking for. Like you want to be very methodical when you're clearing angles, because if you just run past without checking anything, you're gonna get clocked by somebody. Or if you're always exposed to if you're always exposed to 3 angles when you're peeking, then it's not a good thing, right? So here, the only angle I have to worry about is
Right here.
the lobby, the lobby thing. So that's directly on my right. So I don't have to worry about my left just by looking at the map. Oh boy, that's a lot of people.
Revealing area.
I need to back up.
Stay down.
So that's a situation where it probably would have gone a lot
One
better for
enemy
me
remaining.
if I didn't continue to challenge that angle. But oh, that's kind of cool.
don't die so easily.
I wouldn't call that broken though. That's the
He's taking it
animation
seriously,
that she
even if
has
they aren't.
after it's like after a jet dash, right? It takes her like there's a startup time for her to pull her gun out, which actually takes quite a while. Wait, why is my scroll wheel broken on CT side? Why is that a thing?
Right here.
I could jump when I was on T side, but now I can't. I can't scroll through my weapons either. What the hell? That's got to be some kind of glitch. Yeah, it's just not working. Okay, interesting. So I hear a lot of them in A link again. So I'm gonna play in this little cheesy angle.
Clean. Three gone.
One enemy remaining.
How was I not scanning him? Oh, there it is.
Healing you.
If we go
So
easy
you
on
saw
them,
that
they will never learn.
I was hiding in that little corner waiting for them to come onto site, and I didn't want to swing before because the guy was already pre-firing that angle that I was at, or like he was trying to wallbang me when I was hiding here. But I waited until he shot like 5 rounds of his sheriff, because that means he only has 1 more shot, right? So if I swing out when he only has like 1 bullet left, then that's a free kill. And then the Jet wasn't looking at me because his teammate was already there. And then the kill on Reyna was, I think, just unlucky for him.
Enemy spotted.
So there's a bunch of them A again, so I'm playing a different kind of close angle. Uh-oh. Wall hack's bad.
Revealing area.
That is such a weird mechanic.
Deploying drone. Neutralized.
Healing you.
Where'd the own go?
One enemy remaining.
Why can't they change the bot settings in the
Match
range?
point.
You can't press F3 and change.
I'm gonna get out for drinks, lad.
What rank is this? We're just doing some unrated. We're doing some like custom games. This has got to be some kind of glitch because I'm literally I could scroll wheel jump when I was on T side, but I can't on CT side. That's got to be like unintentional as hell. If you win second round with an SMG, should you upgrade to a Vandal or Phantom if you don't die? Oh, this is a bad angle. That was a really bad angle. I was rotating late and I was talking. You want to keep your Spectre because you want to build up as much economy as you can. If you win the round, you want to keep it so that even if you lose that round, the next round after that you can still buy it. You know what I mean?
One enemy remaining.
You have the scroll wheel bug too? Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
Open up the sky!
But I hope that helps out a little bit. I know that it
Defenders
wasn't,
win.
it probably wasn't like the best example, but it probably helps out a little bit if even though I'm not familiar with the map, by just applying like these peaking fundamentals, I was able to give myself an advantage.
I didn't even know it was match point.
Yeah, GG's.
GG's, boys. So let's see. I think we have time for another one, yes? Yeah, so it looks like we have time for like one more quick one.
Wait, somebody was streaming? Oh, well now I feel bad.
Yeah, Orbit Ray was doing a lesson.
What rank was I in the beta? I was Valorant. I
True,
was ranked Valorant. So
I
does,
just didn't think I'd lose so much.
I wonder if we want to do the same thing. Let's play the new split. I don't know if we want to change teams here. Do we want to mix the teams up? Or do you want to just keep it the same and go?
Can we switch up the teams?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Sure.
Yeah, he's talking about that right now.
So I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm just going to move to spectate and see if somebody moves to the attacker side so we can just move people around. Actually, let's just make I'm going to make a new lobby. I think it's probably easier if I just make a new lobby. So we're going to go split, cheats on. See if we can get some more people in here as well. Altrexia and Bolt Star Nova. Let's see. Bolt Star Nova. Where are you? He is in a game. Let's see if Artexia. See if he wants to play. If anyone else wants to join, we do have a few slots that are going to be open. If you guys want to add me, it's Orbit Rye 0001. Who did I just add? So we are NA. How long does it take for a Vandal spray to reset? I think it's pretty short. I don't know the exact time, but it's way shorter than it was before. They definitely like buffed it. It feels really good now. invite. I joined, but something came up, so I got a jet. Hey, thanks for stopping by, man. All right, we got 2 more slots. So that Noom 52. Have anything to say about Omen? I play as it, and it's cool. Please give me tips. I actually don't have much Omen experience, so I don't want to give you any like false info. But the one thing I will say is that try to keep in mind that you don't want to be predictable. Right, because if you play in your smoke, if you throw a smoke down and you try to like play inside of your smoke every round, you're probably gonna start dying a lot. Right, it's gonna be like free kills with the enemy team. Like you want to try to be unpredictable. What about Sova? Use your recon darts to clear angles for you. So when you're entering into the site, if you're pushing in, then like just use the recon dart to just make sure you don't have to worry about like one side of the map. All right, we have 1 more slot. Let's see. Sova or Cypher? Me personally, I think Sova is way stronger. If anything, Sova kind of counters Cypher because you can just you can definitely clear angles. Like if they have like Cypher traps somewhere predictable, then by using a shock dart, you can pretty much destroy Cypher traps. Just with one ability, right? Like, it's super free. Did I do good? Everyone played pretty well that game. I wasn't really paying attention to anybody in particular. I just will say that everyone played pretty well. I was more trying to focus on trying to, like, establish the point. Please tell about Brimstone. I can, yeah, sure. I can do some Brimstone this game. Okay, so we have 1 more slot. Does someone else want in? How do you hold angles? I will also go over that. It's pretty tough to hold angles in this game. So for the most part, you want to like peek and then like move away. I'm coming if you can't find someone. Yeah, please, man, feel free. It says I don't exist. It's Orbit Space Rye 0001. Frozix, yes, I did play CS before. A few thousand hours. Wait. Okay, so somehow I made Tigger party lead by accident? That's weird. Wait, how did that work? Yeah, could you start it, Ryan? Sorry about that. I didn't realize I gave up the party lead. Or I didn't realize I joined your game by accident, I think. Okay, so let's do split. So they changed a few angles about on CT to make it more T-sided, I think. So it should be interesting about let's see how these angles work out. So I'm gonna play some Brimstone because somebody asked.
I'll show them just how many tricks I know.
Can I join next round? Unfortunately, I think we're gonna be out of time after this one. Yeah, so I don't think we're gonna have enough time to finish this one up. I think we're gonna be able to play like half of the rounds, and I think we'll be out of time for today.
Think you can keep up? Who am I kidding? You know you can't keep up.
Okay, let's see. So I'm gonna show you guys like how I usually like to hold A as a brim. So I'll start off just by saying that these angles are not the best for CT side, although they are pretty nice. Like generally speaking, you can play like back here and stuff. But I'm gonna try to get aggressive here. So I'm gonna smoke this off right away.
Smoke's down.
So
Multiple
that's just really unfortunate. There's like 17 million people over there. If I played a passive angle, it probably would have been better for me, but I ate a Phoenix Flash.
Spike planted.
Oh, they changed sewers. There's actually water in it now. That's weird. I wonder if we can turn that off.
Last player standing.
How should mid be played as a CT?
Long.
It'd be good to have your Brimstone be playing near mid because you want to smoke it off.
I will quench your eternal
You want your strong utility to be towards mid, so you can hold it. Because if you lose mid, for the most part, you're gonna lose the round if you can't hold mid. I feel like they messed around with the settings a little too much. So, I think they changed the... Whoa, this is way different. Are these walls bangable? That's interesting. So I hear them pushing up A. They're already on site, so I'm just gonna try to kill a guy that's coming ramp. Yeah, they're already all the way in A.
Spike planted.
So do you see how I'm jiggling this angle, making it hard for me to hit?
Gotcha.
So did you guys see how by jiggling that I have 1 HP? Did you see by jiggling that angle, I made myself a really hard target to hit. So by kind of like messing around with them, I enabled myself to get a kill. Because if I just ran at him with the Spectre, I probably was not going to get that kill.
Last player standing.
Very interesting. How do I feel about there being no movement recoil on ropes? There is recoil on if you move too fast. So if you're like full moving, there is recoil, but if you're completely still, then you're accurate for the most part. Like, there still is a little bit of RNG in there, but it's like pretty accurate. So I'm gonna smoke this off.
Smoke's down. Molly. Smoke's down.
So I hear pretty much all three of them here. I heard that they all fell back.
For you.
I'm gonna
Smoke's down.
smoke this. I know that he's going for like a random pre-fire. Uh-oh. So this is bad because a lot of the map is open. I know where the Sage is, but I don't know where the Jet is. Discord is also blowing up. Sorry about that. So I'm gonna try to get an advanced position onto B. Yes, I know they're running B, so I'm gonna just
Open up the sky.
Spike planted.
Out of charge.
One enemy remaining.
That's 3.
Last player standing.
So I'm gonna stick this because I know he's having, and he doesn't have an angle on me. Right, so I know he's heaven, so the angle that he's peeking It's physically
Punches
impossible
in the
for him to
teeth,
kill
we
me
spit
as
back
Sage
blood.
if I'm hiding behind that cover, right? Because what can he do? You can't shoot through the box anymore because they fixed / nerfed it, if you will. Because before, if you were Heaven, you were able to spam through that little kind of chokehold thing. Not the chokehold. You were able to spam through that box, but not anymore. And I would love to be able to show you guys how to hold mid, but it looks
shut
like I
that
have to play
Phoenix
A
up.
here. So I'm gonna go for an aggressive smoke again. If they decide to run through it, then I'm gonna be holding this angle. And I'll be ready for them this time.
Stim beacon down.
It looks like one of them ran up mid.
The hunt begins.
Headshot. Hot shot.
Looks like one of them made it up to Heaven already.
Enemy spotted.
I'm gonna... Ooh! Does that ult give her a... Is that like a stim boost? Did she shoot fast?
Last player
Oh my
standing.
god. That seems really strong. I wonder if she heals off of that stuff. Do you need your crosshair? Yeah, these are my crosshair settings. So I have outline turned off and I have outer line turned off. So all this stuff is like so my dot and my outer is turned off. I only use inner line, so it's 1522.
Together.
That's just my personal crosshair. On that angle, why didn't you right click to aim down sight? So when you aim down, when you ADS,
You're dead.
you hang on 2 seconds. So when you ADS, your rate of fire is way slower.
Molly.
So it's very. So it's actually really disadvantageous to aim down sight because your rate of fire is really, really slow. And it's also your recoil kicks way harder. So if you want to go for that kill from a long range, I personally think it's way better to just hip fire.
Last player standing.
Look, I think for the most part you don't wanna ADS pretty much ever.
Give me a moment. I need to set back up.
Because your spray is easier to control. Your spray is much easier to control if you're hip firing. Like so, as opposed to... It's like it's much harder to control. What's my graphics settings? Pretty much low everything. Even with the stim, no use for ADS at the range. It's really just personal play. Like, I almost never ADS. Like, almost never.
Smoke's down. Open up the sky. Down you go. Stim beacon down.
So I'm gonna see what I can do mid.
You will not kill my allies.
That's just super awkward. Why does my aim become better whenever I buy a skin? Skins equals wins, my guy. Everyone knows that the skins make you do more damage. That's just common knowledge. Come on, man. You really believe that FPS wins games? I will say that having higher FPS gives you an undeniable advantage. An undeniable advantage.
Come on, guys. Take out the healer. It's super annoying to kill people
Because
twice.
I can tell you right now that like I only have like 120 FPS right now when I'm moving around. When I'm in a gun battle, it's probably even lower than 120 because something with the stream is like messing me up. I usually play on like 240, like constant. So this is rough because my screen's like lagging pretty hard. How do you find the best sensitivity? You want to ask yourself if you're an arm or a wrist aimer. But generally speaking, for a tac shooter,
Smoke's down.
having around like 800 DPI is a good baseline.
Molly. Smoke's down.
player standing.
I only started playing today and I'm already hooked. Hey, I'm glad you enjoy the game, man. It's such a fun game. Does Valorant will take over CSGO? I don't know. No, I don't think so. CSGO is not going to die. Everyone keeps saying that it will, but like, they're really two different games. Like, there's a lot of CS players who don't enjoy Valorant. And I can tell you right now that going from CSGO to Valorant, it was really... It was a weird adjustment. Ooh. What's my sensitivity? 0.800 DPI, 0.43 is mine. So, where is it? General, so 0.43 aim sensitivity, and my DPI is 800. What was my rank in the beta? I was ranked Valorant. So I think I'm going to try to challenge this angle this time instead of smoking it off. I'm probably going to lose because there's like 3 people, and I'm the only one here. So...
Stim beacon here.
Oh, the hunt begins!
Kill got it.
Oh, I thought I killed him. So you saw that immediately after I got 1 kill, I switched my angle, so the Phoenix wasn't expecting me there. I think he also blinded himself though.
Spike
What mouse do I use? I use a Final Mouse Air 58.
Last player standing.
I like it because it's really lightweight. Is Reyna better than Phoenix at entering, or do you think she's OP just right or bad? Again, I haven't really seen the way her blind works. Her viability as a character depends entirely on if her blind is good or bad. And I can tell you right now that just like based off of audio cues and what I hear, her blind is like super loud. And also, you can see on the map, it's like a Sova arrow dart. There's just a giant like alert thing when there's when she throws her blind out, there's just a giant like alert thing on the mini map. So I think it's pretty easy to avoid. So I think as far as entering goes, I think that Phoenix is better. I feel like Reyna's kit doesn't enable herself enough. Like, she basically has to get kills by herself without relying on any kind of offensive utility. Like, the thing about Breach and stuff... Hang on, one sec.
Right between the eyes.
So the thing about playing Breach or something is that you have 2 flashbangs, you have a stun, and you have that little like charge up thing that lets you
1 enemy remaining.
clear, like that lets you clear an angle for free pretty much. So here, I don't know if she's on the right. Oh. That's interesting. That skin is sexy? Yeah, I think I really enjoy this skin actually. Ooh, she's got an op. So, I was going to demonstrate. So, if you notice that the angle I took was like a weird off angle, the angle that she was holding was probably like right here, close to that. But I like subconsciously, I didn't even think about it. I subconsciously like wide swung to the left just to make sure. Will Valorant make a strong esports entry? It's really hard to say. Probably because it's a Riot game, it's gonna be pretty big. That much I can say, but like I don't know how that's actually gonna look. Like it's hard to predict, you know. So I'm gonna see if I can get some more ulti kills here.
Smoke's down.
Doesn't sound like it. Sounds like they're not coming A anymore.
Open up the sky! Stim beacon here. Joke's over! You're dead!
Last player standing. Spike planted. Long.
So how do you have a wolf icon when you kill someone? Oh, when you upgrade this specific skin, I don't even remember what it's called. I don't remember what this skin is called, but this like set of skins, when you upgrade them to level, I think 2 or 3, you get a finisher. So the same way that the Vandal, if you guys remember the Reaver Vandal, when you killed somebody, it would do like the slow-mo thing and the purple stuff. This is the same thing, except it's like a wolf, which is pretty cool, honestly. Oh yeah, it's called Prime, that's right. So I'm gonna take this aggressive angle again because I don't think they're gonna expect me this time. So I hear nothing, so honestly I'm just gonna push it. Because I know that when they come A, they usually send like 13 people A. And since they're not here this time,
You will not kill my allies.
Out of
I'm
here.
just gonna push. So I'm entirely aware if there's somebody being on my right.
Last player standing.
So I have Spike down. Here's what I'm gonna do.
Smoke's down.
Yeah, that was good timing by him. I was gonna say I need to smoke and reposition because I know where they're coming from. But in that specific
Last
situation, I was
round
kind of
in the
boned
half.
anyway.
Halftime.
I didn't have much
Don't save a thing.
free room to do anything. Why do streamers play on stretch even though it's useless? I think it's just more of a comfort thing. Because 4-3 literally does nothing. Because it doesn't change your FOV. Like, it just makes you see less. It doesn't change anything. Is it a wolf? Yeah, it's a wolf. How do you know when to push a smoke? It's always risky, but here, let me just give an example.
Smoke's down.
So, I just smoked this off. I heard footsteps. I hear someone right here. 2 people are spamming it. 2 people were spamming it and they were reloading. So I wanted to catch them off guard by pushing in when they like probably were not expecting it. But it didn't work out that time, so it's okay. But like that's a dude. Reyna ulti is crazy. Hang on.
Joke's over. You're dead.
Last player standing.
Oh my god, it's like perma stim beacon. That's like super cool. Is there ult a 6 or a 7? Reyna ult is a 6.
One of my
Switching
cameras is
sides.
broken. Oh, wait. Okay. It's fine.
What are the best graphics settings? For a shooter, for an FPS game of any kind, the best settings are low everything. You always want to go low everything so you can get the most FPS as possible. So here with the new mid angles that are super weird, by the way, I'm just going to smoke off vents and take the fight, see if there's anybody on the left. So I'm going to smoke vents off right off the bat.
Smoke's down.
Oh boy.
Molly. Smoke's down.
Wait, where are the 2 wooden crates that were here?
Enemy spotted.
Did they break? Wait.
Enemy spotted. Last player standing.
Oh.
Enemy killed.
Things like kill trading and good communication are essential later. Very true. You're most likely focusing too much on getting frags. Yeah, if you guys want to improve, you need to worry less about like thinking about like what to do and more just like doing it. So you just need to like really like play the game more and get used to it, right? Because if you're spending most of the round thinking about like, oh, like how am I going to use my utility, or like how am I going to do this, how am I going to do that, then you worry less about like actually what the main thing of the game is and just running around and kicking people in the head, right? So we are actually on good schedule. See, so I'm gonna keep jiggling this angle because it's really scary. Yeah, so there's a ton of people there. But do you see how I was able to give myself an advantage by just kind of like jiggling that? So I know this guy here, so I'm just gonna hold this angle. So we walled it off, so that's no longer an issue. got flanked.
Last player standing.
But by using like the angles to my advantage, even though he had a rifle, just by like keeping fast and like moving from left to right,
Match point.
I was able to get that kill
How's that for a plan?
by like baiting her bullets, and then like she basically ran out of bullets, which is why I was able to get a free kill with no armor. Using Breach is good for developing good comms and team play. Yeah, definitely good for team play. Although I will say that Breach is probably more effective at higher levels when you can actually coordinate around him.
The hunt begins.
Oh boy, so she's running down mid. Yep, there she is.
Eagle-eyed.
So this is really rough. So I'm just gonna wide swing and take the battle.
My eyes are better
You know, there was like
than
14
yours.
people there. I was like, I'm just gonna fucking swing and do it. So I know their Sova pushes flank pretty much every round. Or Jet
Getting spotted.
One enemy
right
remaining.
here. Oh!
A lot of them.
Is Breach as hard to master as I say it is? Definitely hard. Definitely really, like, his kit is pretty difficult. Why isn't Sova S tier? Personally, I think that Sova is S tier. It's just a really high skill cap. Knowing when and how to use your arrows is pretty difficult. But if you manage to master it, then, like, I think Sova is definitely S tier. But a lot of people put Breach in S
You better
tier,
run,
which
Sova.
I agree with. I think Breach is super strong.
Open up the sky! Who trained you?
So here I'm holding this angle. I'm gonna smoke off vents
Smoke's down.
for my team, so I don't have to worry about that angle.
One down.
One enemy remaining.
Wait a second. Their Jet usually pushes B, man.
Flawless.
You say their Jet has been flanking for the past like however many rounds. For starting, which character is most easy to
Sky
master?
smokes will give us all the cover we
I think
need.
that Brimstone is pretty easy to master, although it is still difficult. Like just having like playing Brimstone is gonna allow you to play develop really good fundamentals. He's actually gonna be pretty hard because you need to know like when and how to smoke and what to smoke, and you need to be able to rely on using these smokes to help you clear angles. So if I smoke this off, right? If I smoke the right side of this off, then I limit the amount of angles that I have to clear, which is good for me. I'm surprised I didn't get that kill, honestly.
Molly!
But there also is entirely possible that there's somebody chilling in my smoke. Just is.
Carrier's down.
Angle on that guy.
Got the spike.
Last player standing.
So I'm gonna hold this angle. So
Defenders win.
GG's. I hope you guys learned a lot from this class about how to apply, like what the different types of peaks are and how to apply them. But we are definitely over our time limit for today, so I do appreciate you guys for stopping by. I hope you guys learned a lot. Please remember to check out ProGuides.net or ProGuides.com and check out our coaches. If you guys want individual coaching or more like information, if you guys have any specific questions, you can hit up our coaches. We also do these live stream classes pretty much every day of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There's going to be different people doing it on different days. Me personally, I do it on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Much love, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.